Welcome to the Treasure Trove. I'm your host, the Numismaniac, aka the Skipper, and this young fellow over here is my first mate, Dale from Coin Worlds UK. How you doing there, Dale?
I'm doing well, thank you very much, kind sir. Thank you for having me up again. It's great to see everybody. We have Rebecca, touched by yarn. We've got a great show tonight, and it's good to see you, Skipper. And I don't know why it's so dark here. Everything's on, so honestly, don't know why.
Just open your eyes. It gets much brighter.
How you been, then, Skipper? Have you had a good weekend?
For us, it's Heritage Day. It's actually a holiday here in Alberta.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, I didn't even know, because the curse of being retired is that all kinds of, is it a holiday? Gee, I would have missed it if no one told me. So, and I see Rebecca's in the house, touched by yarn. Oh, I love her lap blanket that she sent me. It is absolutely awesome.
I hope you get to see that today, because I know you won that on one of her giveaways, I believe.
Yeah, it was totally awesome.
So that's be pretty cool. And I have put out a community post. So
wonderful. And we actually have a special guest for today. We have a collector of ancient coins. He's in the classical numismatics, and his name is Mark Peterson. He's from the United States of America. He can fill you in on approximately where he's living, but he tends to be fairly proficient when it comes to that part of the numismatic hobby. And he also collects something else you might be interested in. We'll let him tell you all about that. So he'll be coming up here shortly. We're also, because it's our first day back, it's a new month, and we have the Pay It Forward wheel, all brand new. And for those of you that haven't played the Pay It Forward wheel, you donate anything that's part of your hobby, something that's duplicated, not a typewriter or something big. Make sure it's small, and set that aside, and that is your entry into the first wheel. And whatever, if you win on the on that wheel, you get put onto the second wheel. And at the end of the month, and whoever is picked, last person out, wins everything that everybody has set aside for that first wheel. So it's again, Pay It Forward. It can be anything that's hobby, or whether it be cards or pins or hats, whatever it is that you collect. Coins. Yeah, so it's a little bit different.
Stamps, cards, postcards.
Anything.
A block of gold. I don't know.
Yeah, and Jason was the winner for the last month too, which is really nice, from Sandman Coin and Collectibles, which is really wonderful.
We need to put up his banner, so we can put up a banner, so we can put his email address in, so people can go and write to Jason, and then write him directly, so he can then contact everybody with his own personal details, because we can't do it here because the GDPR. So I can't give out people's information. If we can get, if you want me to write a banner, and if you can give me put it into private chat, I'll put an email up to
all right. Yeah, I'll send that to you here in a little while. Okay. And again, anybody that has something that they'd like to share with us, by all means do. And I think we should start off today's episode with our friend Mark Peterson. And I see Mark. Yeah, no, he's back there. So I would like to welcome Mark to the panel here. Again, Mark is going to introduce you to classical numismatics, the collecting of ancient coins. Welcome, Mark.
Okay. Can you hear me, and is the video working? Because both of your videos are frozen.
Yes, I can hear you clear.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Well, let me know if that changes. So yeah, my name is Mark Peterson. I live in the mountains of Virginia. I'm not going to give you my precise location when I'm telling you that I collect ancient coins online. But suffice it to say, I'm somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains in the state of Virginia. I'm 33 years old, and I started collecting coins when I was 13, or started collecting ancient coins when I was 13. So it's about 20 years. There was a bit of a hiatus where I got really focused on typewriters, which are my other hobby. And then I guess it was around the beginning of the coronavirus thing that I got back into collecting ancient coins more seriously again and revisiting my collection and more seriously studying the history behind the coins, which I think is kind of essential to collecting coins.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of things I could talk about. I don't want to eat up too much time, but to give some pointers to people who might be interested in collecting ancient coins, there's a couple things I'd like to kind of hit on and share that I've learned from my experience. Probably the first and most important thing is that it is not a prohibitively expensive hobby. A lot of people, I think, are intimidated by ancient coins. They're intimidated by the price. They're intimidated by picking up fakes. They're intimidated by the research or the work that goes into attributing the coins. If you're interested in ancient coins, these are all things that can be surmounted with some amount of time and some amount of effort. But the price should not prohibit you. If you're collecting any coins at all, you can definitely afford to collect ancients. Generally, I spend probably between $25 and $70 to add a new coin to my collection. I've spent over 100, 5 or 6 times maybe, and I've never spent over 200. But there are a lot of really cool coins that you can get for even under $5.
Yeah.
Ancient coins are incredibly common. They're made in the millions. There are some like varieties that are so common that even one in kind of middling condition doesn't interest most collectors. So if you're interested in ancient coins and you have any budget whatsoever, you can definitely get into it. The second thing I like to tell people if they're interested in ancient coins, especially if they're coming from other types of coin collecting, is give up on the notion of collecting sets. If you try to collect ancient coins in sets, then you're going to run into expensive coins that you almost certainly cannot afford. And trying to collect sets is hard because a lot of sets we don't really fully understand or they don't exist. There's no museum or no collection anywhere in the world that has a complete set of Roman coins. There are emperors that minted huge amounts of variety. There's an emperor named Probus who ruled for 6 years from 276 to 282, and it's estimated that he had at least 20,000 different coin varieties in just those 6 years. So there's not going to be any kind of sets or anything like that. You could try to collect a coin of every emperor. I don't know if that's ever been done by anybody. So there are some emperors that are usurpers or very short-lived reigns. I think there's one emperor that there's one coin known of, and we don't know anything about him except that coin. We assume he's a usurper. We don't really know much about him. So I would say if you want to look into collecting ancient coins, collect what you're interested in. And this kind of goes into my next point, which is learn the history behind the coins. So if you're not into ancient coins much and I say I've got a coin of Gordian the First and Gordian the Third, the price is the same, which one do you want? Probably can't answer that question because most people don't even know those people are. Gordian the Third is super common. Gordian the First is super rare. And it's because of the history behind it. It's because Gordian the First only reigned for a very brief period before he was killed. And a lot of these names that you hear just sound kind of like Latin gibberish or nonsense. But when you learn about what was happening at the time period, you learn a little bit about the biographies of these people, what they did before their rule, what they did during their rule, how they were killed, how they were related to other people, wars that they fought in, then a lot of these things become really interesting. And instead of just being interested in like Julius Caesar and Nero and names Constantine, people that everybody knows, you find out there's a lot of people that you may have never heard of that are extremely fascinating. So spend, and not just Rome either, but there are tons of other cultures that minted coins. The Indians are making coins, the Chinese, North Africans, there are coins in the Middle East, there were coins in Gaul and Britain. So there's ancient coins from almost everywhere that you can think of, except not in the Americas. But there's a lot of ancient coins out there. So consider that, learn about the history, learn about these people, learn about how they interact with each other. Maybe you get a coin from someone who's pretty cool and pretty interesting to you, and you find out that that person went to war against another nation, and the ruler of that nation was some guy you'd never heard of, and maybe you want to add him to your collection. Or maybe you find out that a Roman emperor struck coins for his wife or his daughter or something, and you want those coins in your collection. So spend time working on the history. The more history you know, the more interested you'll be in the coins. The more coins you collect, the more interested you'll be in the history. Eventually, once you start to build a collection, and you'll turn into a real history nerd too, and you'll spend all kinds of time reading articles, watching YouTube videos, etc. And that'll help reinforce what you want to collect. You may find that there's a certain part of the Roman Empire that's really interesting to you.
Mm-hmm.
And education, yes.
Sorry. Now, one of the things you taught me was being aware of the fakes out there.
Right.
How might a person avoid getting a fake?
Sure. Well, I had 4 points. The last one was to educate yourself.
Okay, go ahead.
Last one was to educate yourself, not just about the history, but about looking for fakes, about the types of coins that are available, about which ones might be affordable, which ones might not be. Looking for fakes, there's several things that you want to do. Especially as a beginner, you want to stick to reputable dealers only, and you want to avoid eBay at all costs. As you become more experienced and handle some ancient coins, then you could push into dealers that you're maybe not as familiar with, or start looking on eBay, because there are a lot of really good deals out there on eBay. And when I vet a seller, when I'm looking at eBay and looking at a coin that I'm interested in, I try to look at the seller's whole shop. I look to see if coins look similar, if they have Greek and Roman coins both, but they look similar. They might have been made at the same place. They might not be authentic coins. You want to compare the coins to authentic coins online, looking at the art style, looking at the flan, which is the planchet or the blank piece of metal the coin is struck on. You want to look for different features on the coin that might not really make sense on an ancient coin. Like this right here is a replica ancient coin, and the field is completely flat. And that's not something that you're going to see on an ancient coin generally. There's no reason that surface would be completely flat. Usually it'll have some texture to it. The edge doesn't look like an ancient coin edge. It's very sharp on the corners. So, but as you handle coins, you'll learn more about what an ancient coin is supposed to look like. And actually, I don't think you can see it on the camera, but there's even some amount of filing going on the edge too. And this coin, I don't think was designed to fool anybody, but it will fool a beginner for sure. So you need to be really careful about that. So start buying coins from reputable dealers. Have someone who's an expert or has some experience help vet the coin for you. For people who are connected to me, you can definitely get in contact with me and be like, I'm thinking about buying this coin. You know, what do you think of it? I'll share an opinion. I think most people who collect ancient coins would be willing to do the same. So, and it's a scary thing. Even with experience, it's a scary thing.
Yeah, some of the feedback I get, Mark, is well, I don't live in a country that has any ancient coins. Where might I pick an ancient coin up from?
Yeah, so I live in the United States, and there were no coins minted here until way after the period that most people consider to be ancient was over. So I purchased my coins online from different online dealers. I've never had the privilege of finding one. Did purchase a few when I was in Europe. That was kind of fun. I'd like to go back. But there's a lot of different places online that you can go and search for coins. One great website for beginner collectors is vcoins.com. There's a lot of different dealers on it. Most of them are legitimate. I say most of them because there's one guy there that gives me some pause. Apparently he was one of the founding members, so they can't really kick him out. his coins are real, but they are maybe not legitimately sourced. And I'm not going to say the name on YouTube because I don't want to defame him because I might be making incorrect assumption. But in general, that's a pretty good place to shop. And I would say even buying his coins is probably fine. There just might be some ethical concerns behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed going into the local coin shop here that the coins range in Canada. They range anywhere from $100 Canadian up to several $1,000s Canadian. But they come, they have the attributions and everything. I guess we should explain attributions for a lot of folks out there, but they have them attached to it.
So when you're attributing an ancient coin, you're looking to describe the coin as accurately as possible. And you're looking to describe things like what the legend says, which is the wording around the coin. You're looking to describe the devices, which is your portraiture or the images of gods or animals or tools or whatever it is on the coin. You're looking to try to guess at the age of the coin. If you can determine the mint of the coin, that's really great. And you need to be loose and fluid with it, because if you collect Roman coins, late Roman coins, then you might have tons of information about the coin. The mint mark not only includes the mint the coin was made in, but usually the workshop within the mint that the coin was made in. And if you're used to that level of precision and you move into Greek coins, you're going to be a little bit disappointed if you have the same expectations, because on a lot of Greek coins, you maybe don't have as narrow a year. You might have a coin that could be made in a 200, 300 year range, and you might not know what the mint is. There might not be any words on the coin to write down or describe it. It might just be an image of a goddess on one side and an image of an animal or something on the other side. You see that a lot in really old Greek coins. And we know where those coins are from because we know where they were dug up, and we know that certain goddesses and animals and images were symbols relating to that city. And an ancient person would have known that when they saw it. They would have said, oh, this coin's got an owl on it. This coin is from Athens. Although that's not a hard and fast rule. But there is a lot of research that comes into it. Probably Roman coins are the easiest. But anything can be learned with enough effort if you're excited about it. I struggle the most with Chinese coins, but I still find them really interesting.
What about the handling of these coins? Now, how does that differ between modern coins and the ancients?
So it's a matter of personal opinion, of course, but generally people who collect ancient coins, especially if they collect ancient coins exclusively or more than they collect modern coins, like to handle their coins, and they're not afraid to do so. These coins have been around for thousands of years. Most of them are protected by a patina, which is the word that we use to describe the kind of layer of corroded metal over the coin. So like the Statue of Liberty is made out of copper, but she's green. That's patina that's covering her. And once that metal corrodes to a certain degree, it doesn't corrode any further. And that level is actually protecting the coin underneath. And if that's removed, you'll lose detail. So you don't want a coin that's ever cleaned. I have some coins in my collection where the patina's been stripped and you can kind of see the base metal, but it's upsetting for me to look at those coins because I know that if they hadn't been touched by someone who cleaned them very harshly, there might be more detail. I might be able to see things a little bit more clearly on the coin. So as long as your hands are clean and are dry, because what you're going to contaminate coins with would usually be chemical. It could be very small amounts of chemicals. There are some acids and things like that exist out there that if they get on your coins, they can eat them away. But if you wash your hands and dry them, then you're not going to be transferring anything like that to your coins. So just any time that you're planning to sit and spend time with your collection, clean up first, and you should be fine.
Excellent.
And that leads me into slabs too. Let's talk a little bit about getting these coins graded. So the grading system was designed to create some sort of uniformity in valuing coins. And particularly, I think it started with the US coins. It's merged into world coins. It's beginning to merge into ancients. And when you mass produce coins on a machine, it's pretty easy to create a scale up to 70 and consistently assign values based on wear on different features of the coins. So if you look at grading guides for US coins, you'll see like, well, if these letters and, you know, Lady Liberty's headdress are present, then it's at least this grade. And if this star has all its points, and there's all kinds of little rules, each coin is individually written out that way. With ancient coins, you run into a lot of problems for grading. Ancient coins are hand struck, so if the dies didn't quite line up, then the coin will be off center, or the flan could be off center. You could be missing parts of the design. If the coin could be struck in such a way that it's really heavy on one side and light on the other side, the dies will wear out. So sometimes you have a coin that looks very worn. Actually, I'll show you a good example of one of those. And a new collector, somebody who doesn't really understand what they're looking at, might assume that it's not a very good example of the coin because of the wear. But it's not actually wear. It's wear on the die. It's not wear on the coin. So this coin right here, which is from like the 230s, 240s AD, if you look at the reverse of the coin, you notice that there's not really a lot to see in the goddess who's standing there. And this goddess is, who is this? Sol. So god of the sun. But you can see that Sol doesn't have a lot of features. But if we flip the coin over and we look at the emperor, he is in extremely good shape, and there's a lot of detail. You can see it. I know it's hard getting up close. There's even detail in his hair. And the lettering is very clear. So that can't possibly be wear that wore out the back of this coin, right? Because it should wear evenly. What happened here is we had a new emperor, because this is during this like crisis period, as we call it. An old reverse die was used that had already been made that doesn't really specifically pertain to the emperor. And a new portrait was designed, and those two dies were used together. And you see this a lot in this era, particularly, where you get a worn die. So grading this coin, usually when you see ancient coins, they'll grade the strike, the surface, and the condition. But even that's not necessarily enough, because there can be so many different factors in these coins. There can be different damages. You can have things called flan cracks. I know I have examples of those, but I don't know particularly which coins might have one. But, here we go. Here's a coin with some poor flan characteristics. If you look at the top of this coin, it almost looks like a cookie that somebody took a bite out of. That's not damage done to the coin. That's a problem with the flan. So when the coin was struck, it may have been too hot or too cold, or something happened and that edge shattered. And that doesn't really detract a whole lot from the coin. It does detract a little bit from the eye appeal, but it makes it very hard to grade ancients. So while those services exist, and while they work really well for coins that are mass produced and are relatively uniform, they're not quite as useful for ancient coins. I think it's a little bit of a ruse and adds to the price of ancient coins. It kind of fools collectors into a sense of security about what they're buying. A company that does that will not grade a coin that they don't believe is authentic, but they do not certify the coin as authentic either, to protect themselves. So just because it's in a PCGS holder or something like that doesn't mean the coin's authentic. It means that experts have looked at it for a very brief amount of time, and it didn't ring any bells or set off any alarms or anything, and they thought, it's probably fine. Assigned a value out of 5 on ancient coins. It's between 1 and 5 for strike, surface, and the condition of the coin, instead of out of 70. So I don't recommend doing it. If they come up with a better system in the future, then maybe my mind would change on that. Again, I like having access to the coin. And also, when you look at an ancient coin, and I'll just grab a random one from this page, the obverse and reverse of the coin are not the only thing that you're looking for. You like to look at the edge of the coin. Looking at the edge can tell you things about its authenticity. It can tell you things about the way that the coin was made. Some coins you'll see kind of different features on the edges than other coins, and that has to do with the way the flan was cut. Sometimes you'll see a casting sprue, which is like a little burr sticking out of the side of the coin because the flans were poured into a die or like a mold, I guess, and then they were snipped apart and then they were heated up and struck. And sometimes those things were filed off and sometimes they weren't. So sometimes you can see evidence of filing. Or actually, hold on, let me show you this coin real quick because this coin is really neat. Because of something that I noticed on the edge, and I just have a guess about it. But this coin right here has a spot on the edge. So if we look at the edge here, you can see that it's pretty well patinated. And then here, it's not. And then it goes back to being more patinated. I believe that this coin, when it was dug up, may have been part of a chemical analysis by a laboratory or something like that to look at the metal to try to figure out where the coin is minted. That's something they frequently do. So I bet they filed a small part of the edge on the coin to gain access to naked metal so that they could run different equipment on it and figure out what the composition of the coin is. And I think that's a neat feature to see on a coin. And it's something that if it was in a slab, I might not have noticed because it'd be harder to see. So I don't think it's ideal for ancient coins. If it's something that you want to do, then that's fine. Some people like the uniformity of it. If they collect US coins and they're used to seeing all their coins in slabs, they want to see their ancient coins in slabs. It's personal opinion, but to me, I think it's not worth the cost.
Awesome. I believe that Dale's got a couple of ancient coins he'd want to show you up there. You want to give a little bit of insight into what he has there too?
Yeah, you're going to throw me on the spot?
Why not?
Sure.
All right.
I don't mind saying I don't know if I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if you're going to put us all back up onto screen or anything. So just want to say hello to everybody in the chat, of course. Let's just get me.
Oh, and I've only got the StreamYard pulled up, just so you know. So if somebody's asking interesting questions in the chat, just let me know because I can't see it right now.
Okay. I just want to say hello to Nick, Silver to the Field guys, Sandman Coins and Collectibles, Coin AG, Mes Coins, and many others in the chat. Now, over here, we have a protection called the BNTA, and which is the British Numismatics Trade Association. Now, nobody can own a coin store without having been registered. If you were to sell replica or fake coins and you was to sell it as a business, you have to have a marker. Because they look authentic, but they are reenactment coins. And of course, reenactments, they do get dropped and lost in fields. And so when you go out metal detecting, because they look, as good as the real thing, just that they're made with, cheap steel planchets and stuff. And the way to look around them is obviously, as you said, the wear and tear, the way they're made, they're round and smooth. They look like they're done by a computer. Now, I used to do lots of metal detecting before all the red tape where I live. I live where the Iron Age is, Stone Iron Age castles and stuff like that. And years ago, I've been out metal detecting, and I just want to give a couple of examples about what you were saying how the coins were made, how they were struck, minted, and the good thing about the Romans, they knew how much coin they can get out of each sheet, basically. And this is one coin. Oh yeah, and this is one coin I found. And now, obviously, a lot of the grounds get ploughed, so they get ploughed up, and you can go and pick them off the field. You don't have to necessarily dig them up. And this is one of my favourite finds. It's still got some wording on it.
Okay.
But
I think I know who's on it.
Not sure. that would be a great out, because I've been searching this coin for about 6 years, maybe longer.
Oh, really?
So,
Well, I
Yeah,
can tell
yeah,
you a few things. I can tell you a few things about it. The denomination is a sestertius,
okay.
and it looks to me, based on the portraiture, that that is Marcus Aurelius. And if it's not Marcus Aurelius, it's
Aurelius.
probably Commodus or Lucius Verus, who was his brother-in-law and his son. But it's probably Aurelius with that style beard and that hair.
Yeah, I do have a Marcus coin, but we do have a museum at the top of the road, and with some of the coins I did have, he's not a collector, but in history, it was around time who come and visited Britain, because it wasn't the Roman emperor come here; it was the generals and the legionnaires over the time since I think 34 AD, when well, Caesar tried twice to invade Gaul, if you want to call us Gaul, and obviously Adrian was the last emperor here.
No,
But yeah,
that's not true.
Oh no, sorry, no, you're right. Constantine
Septimius
was the last one.
Severus actually made it up into Scotland, but they didn't retain it. But I believe Septimius Severus
Yeah,
has been
it's
on the
actually
ground.
the wars. People don't realise.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, you are right. I forgot about him actually. But
It wasn't a very
just one
successful
question.
campaign.
Is that no, not against the Celtics anyway. And obviously with the trades with a lot of the tribes, with the British, what you call kings, the shires around the kings. There's lots of different coins made from them as well, which is made of coins. Now, just going back to the coin stores itself, again, if you was to go and buy a coin and you were really worried about the price, which is a very good point, because people are scared for research, scared for the type of metal they use. Now, commonly, obviously, bronze, copper, and silver. Silver will go black anyway over time because the copper will make it go black with the silver, which protects, you said, protects the metal. And also, you would have another metal which is called begins with a B.
Billon?
It's a silver composite. But that's
Billon.
it, yeah.
And the French call it potin. So you'll see potin and billon both. It's the same thing.
But yeah, it's. I mean, I love Roman coins. I love my ancients and stuff. I love doing the research, and the way I do my research, if I can find what I was looking for, because I had it out and I moved it again, is through just one part of history here. And again, another way of researching is by asking people, like you said, ask people like yourselves, because even though I have my Roman coins, I can sort of find out myself what they are, but it's always best to ask, because I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. But when you said Marcus Aurelius, that makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Or point people into the right direction. So yeah, I try and do as much research as I can to narrow it down, and I appreciate that. So that's it. By Leon, that's it. Sandman, coins and collectibles is stating, but I'm really happy with this, because with the fake coins that people are allowed to sell, they have to put a mark on the back, and I was trying to find some when he was talking, but I couldn't. I think I must have put them away, or they're in my cupboard, because I wasn't planning to come back on YouTube, and I thought I might have had them out, but I didn't. So they have to be marked on the reverse with 4 letters, and I can't remember what the 4 letters were. They look absolutely authentic. So you have your reenactment coins, you have your fake coins, And obviously, there's ways of checking, as I was saying to Numismaniac earlier. You can set yourself up like a little grid, and then you put your grid on your coin like this onto a grid. And if you get the right emperor, it should give you the size what the coin may have been, because obviously over time coins chip away and wear down. I believe he's got a grid somewhere. Mark's got a grid. I had a grid myself, but I can't find it. So there's lots of ways you can research the coins.
Even size and weight can be tricky sometimes. So like I have a couple of these not authentic Roman sestertii, and I was surprised when comparing it to the real deal. There's a different emperor, but the denomination is the same. The weight is not very far off, and the size of the coin is not exceptionally far off. This is a pretty thick example, but they can be this thin, and you'll notice that it's greater in diameter than the thick one too. But looking at things like the edge, the way that the coin is manufactured is distinctly different. You can see there's machining evidence on this coin. And if you look in the fields, you can see that they have a kind of unnatural flatness to them. Where this coin, it's still smooth, but it's not quite flat. There's a little bit of, like, if you look behind his head, behind the nape of his neck, and I turn it in the lighting, you can see that it's not completely flat. Because the violence of striking the coin alters the shape of the coin. You know, metal is being moved to fill certain spaces. Or let's put it right side up if I'm showing it off anyway.
It depends on.
But you can see that it's not.
Hundreds of these.
You can see that it's not flat.
It's not always going to be perfect. Yeah.
Right. So when you get a coin like this one that has a real flatness to it, I mean, that's immediately suspicious to someone who's used to handling coins.
I got a really lovely coin. This is one of my favorite coins I have, and this is Valens actually.
It's unusual to have a heavy or large coin of him. Most of the coins you see of these late guys are very small.
He's with that's the captive.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, those are awesome.
And this is one of the best examples I have of a decent Roman coin. As I said, my Tiberius coin, which I believe it's Tiberius with all the research and asking questions. You probably know this better than I do, but again,
it'd be hard to tell from the portrait, and it's hard to make out much lettering on it.
Yeah, this is another find.
I'm very and I know we were talking before the show. I'm very convinced that that's Artemis on the back, but it'd be worth looking up.
You know, Dale, if I ever get over to the UK, you and I can get together and look for a Camelodium Pendragon with the effigy of Caius Merlin Britannicus.
That actually might be a fairly rare coin too, so that's worth spending some time researching.
Yeah.
I should say so. Be nice to be able to prove that King Arthur actually exists, you know?
Oh, I meant the one that we were being shown, but I guess the other one would be quite rare as well.
Yeah, I mean that made sense about Marcus Aurelius there, because I do have a Marcus Aurelius coin, which I've got away, and I wasn't too sure. I'm glad you've come on, because that sort of confirmed my suspicions.
If it's not Marcus Aurelius, that could be Commodus, because they're father and son, and they're very similar looking. But I do think that's Marcus Aurelius. And
as you said, some Roman coins still had the especially when there was the 5 M's with the civil wars going on. Back in was it 7 emperors at one point? I think it was height of it was all over from right past Spain up to Mongolia, all the way up to the end of Scotland, you know. So, and then down through up to the Mediterranean. So the Roman Empire was sparse, it was huge. And So yeah, so that to me that makes sense. So I'm quite happy with that one. I'm quite chuffed that I got a 9 out of 10 positive answer with that one. So I'm pretty happy. That was bugging me for High Heaven, because I've had lots of people say it's this, that, and the other, and other people saying it's Marcus Aurelius. And now I've had about 7 people say it's Marcus Aurelius. That now confirms it, because I don't go by one answer. I go by so many, and if it's outweighs the majority, then that sort of leans towards that answer.
Yeah, that's smart. And I would say, as an ancients collector, you even end up checking your own work. There's been many times I've been going through my collection, looking at a coin, and think that doesn't seem quite right, and I do more research on it and find out that it wasn't what I thought it was. It's something different.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that happens a lot. It has happened a lot. It happens less now, but it still happens.
Yeah.
So you need to have you need to be loose about it. Hold it loosely.
Yeah, you've got to be open-minded for actions. Because
every attribution is really every attribution you have is someone's best guess. So
yeah.
It's not hard set in stone. This coin is that. This is the best guess we have of what this coin is with the information that we have.
Darren's asking who won the pay it forward wheel, and it was Jason from Sandman Coins and Collectibles.
And just one more thing. When in the day when they were striking these coins to make them, don't forget there was hundreds of different people making these coins. So one strike could be more better than the other one, even though it could be the same mint. So as you said, you might get a weak strike with a die is older, and then you might get somebody with a new like smashing down on a hammer. So they are going to be varied. As you said, it's no
not only
real science.
Not only that
is going to be great.
You could have 2 coins from the same mint, from the same officina, which is the office within the mint, of the same type.
Yeah.
And they could be struck on different dies that were carved by different people. So you'll see artistic differences,
right,
even within coins that are considered to be the same type.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot with the Greek, with the owls. A lot of the owls all look different.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Moroccan coins from the 1800s, like I showed you, they're all struck hammered from the 1800s. So the Star of David would be different, and it'd be off center, especially with the type of numbering they use. Like I got an 1873, but because of the calendar type, it's going to be different. So, and they're all completely different. They look really old, ancient coins, but they're not. They're only 1800, 200 or 300 years old. So, but yeah, it's. I love it. I love the research to find out the history, what's on the coin, who's on the coin, why the coin is made, that particular era. Like, I got the she-wolf coin with the Romulus and I can't remember the other one. Romulus
and Remus. Yeah.
Remus, and the twins at the bottom. So that's a real coin. I've got a Nero coin, which I really, really like. Right, which I got away as well. So
yeah. Who in chat here has any ancient coins? I'd love to see some feedback if you like them.
Yeah, please ask Mark more questions, not me though.
It seems like you know a decent amount about ancient coins yourself.
Did you just say question mark?
I'm trying to. No.
I know that. I know you've heard that a million times. Sorry. You can't give that to him because he'll take it every time.
No, I'm really happy about that. I appreciate that. I know I got more answers with the Marcus Aurelius type, so that's really happy.
I think for that coin that you think is Tiberius, you should do research and look for coins that have Artemis on the back and have 2 standing figures, and I think that'll get you close to that.
Yeah. I have my Mark Antony silver denarius. I'm a happy camper, and it's real.
Yep. Fun thing about that coin type, actually, I have one as well, but this is a coin where I actually find the worn out versions not preferable as a thing to look at, but what's fascinating about these coins were struck by Mark Antony when his military was on the move. And yeah, I mean, you can see from the glare how smooth this coin is. These coins were struck in not very good silver quality. Instead of being around 100%, they were down, I think, around 85 or so. And the Romans knew this. So when Romans were hoarding coins, they didn't hoard these because the silver content was not very high. So these coins would stay in circulation for a century or 2 centuries even, pretty frequently. So most of the time when you find these Mark Antony legionary denarii, and they're super common, there's tons and tons and tons of them. He minted truckloads of these for his soldiers. They're usually worn almost completely flat. And finding one in nicer condition that's where the coin goes from being like a $30 or $40 coin to being $100, $200, $1,000 coin, depending upon what legion it is on the coin and the shape of the coin. But these worn out ones are pretty cheap because they find them all the time. And I think it's pretty cool to have a worn out one because then you know that coin was struck under Antony, but it was still being used in the times of Trajan and Hadrian and Marcus Aurelius and possibly even after that.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick's wasn't used that long. Patrick's was in better shape.
I'm just reading that it's Darren's anniversary. I have an ancient marriage, he says.
Cathy's corner.
Hello, Cathy. KK's in the house.
Yeah, we definitely look for that one, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hard find, that one there, Skip. You just want to go with your sword, don't you?
So we have any other questions for Mark from the chat? Don't be afraid to ask a question or even come up and talk to us. We don't mind actually verbalizing. Cathy says, I got a new coin. Awesome. What do I do with them? New coins. Well, if it's really new, if it's not very valuable, I guess you can get yourself a chocolate bar or a bag of chips.
And if it is new and it's valuable, you can sell it and buy an ancient coin instead.
Ooh.
As I said, I mean, you can probably walk, go rambling over the fields down Ridgeway Path. You can probably still pick up a ton of Roman coins.
I'm so jealous. I would love to find one of my own.
That would be cool. What is this? Olga's going heading out for the night. And thank you for coming in, Ogre Coins. And Nick just went through 4,000 comics. Another one to go. Done for the night. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Cathy's going to pay her bills with her coins.
Crazy.
Oh, my goodness. Well, okay. Well, we can also start looking at anybody that wants to put anything on the pay it forward wheel. Let Dale know. Just put it in chat. I should add, too, that for this month, Dale and I are each going to put in a coin. We're not in the draw, but, I mean, whoever wins the final wheel will get an extra coin on top of any other prizes. So whatever you want to send in, whether it be coins, cards, pins, whatever it is you're collecting, probably not typewriters or major items. Let's keep it down to a lighter weight.
Nobody wants typewriters anymore anyway. Just crazy people.
I like typewriters. I mean, I learned how to type on the old Underwoods and the Remingtons with black keys. No letters or numbers.
This was Numismaniac a few years ago. Okay, when he was wrapped up like a mummy, trying to do some typing like that in his recovery.
That is pretty close. That would be me when I broke my collarbone and shattered my back. They had me with a collar and cuff, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bars coming underneath him. No, he's very good at typing. He keeps telling us he's like 10th dan at typing. So
Yeah. Darren he says, did you send the Sandman address to me?
if we can get Jason to put his email in, that would be the much better option, because I can then write it down and I can put it in a banner. So because we can't give personal information out here because of GDPR, we're not allowed to store data. So and then people that actually donated in can see Jason's email, and that'll be Jason then to pass that on to the relevant people.
Exactly.
And if he wants to know who, obviously, so if Jason wants to know, obviously the right people, please put your channel name in and your name, obviously, so he knows where he's getting it from. So, and what it was, so a record of it anyway. So pay it forward. If anybody wants to go on the wheel tonight for the first month of this month's weekly wheel, I do 10 at a time, so it keeps the administration down a bit. And remember, it could be a stamp, it could be a postcard, it could be a baseball card, football card, a Roman coin, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Some typing ribbon.
A typewriter ribbon.
Numismaniac. Yeah.
Could be even little things like, look, I love this thing. This is one of the things I got sent to me.
Yeah, a book.
Let's hear
comic.
it. What do you got?
A book or comic?
Don't look at the book. Show us what you learned.
Yeah. Come on, speak some Southern.
Okay, the word I have to, because I don't use it enough to memorize it all. The word prolly, Prolly. I'll probably go to the Athena this weekend.
Probably.
It's not too bad.
Nothing. Anything that is not Southern.
Nothing.
He is a classical product of the superior nothing educational system. Nothing.
I think that suits you. You should ditch the Canada thing and start talking like that.
Y'all think I'm from damn New Mexico?
What?
I don't know if New Mexico is one of the states that they talk that way, but all right.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what Dale's going to give you.
I think it was from Alabama.
Greenbow, Alabama.
Not New Mexico. Greenbow, New Mexico.
I genuinely think this accent suits you.
Do you know my wife being of the British persuasion, she gets her hackles in a knot when I speak with a Southern accent, and it's so funny to watch her because she's like, "Stop it," But honey, child, I love you. Y'all come down. I got myself a shrimp boat here, and we can get out there and maybe make us a big batch of crawdads and grits and jowls.
You mean shrimp?
Shrimp's good, especially those big jumbo shrimps.
Have toasted shrimp, barbecue shrimp,
shrimp Creole. Yes, I know, but I prefer to speak with a proper accent now, like I did on board me ship. Have myself a big feed of fish and brews with me Screech. Nothing like Screech. Not the common rum. The Screech is the best to have. Unless, of course, you're talking Swish. Swish is good too, where you put in the you get the empty barrel and you put in a little bit of alcohol in it and you swish it around and then you pour the dregs out. And that stuff tastes so good. Growing hair on your chest and on your chin.
I was going to give a computer. As this Cathy's corner. So please put a one into the chat if you want to put something in. Again, obviously, crayfish, silver tea. So if you want to put a collector's postcard in, if you're a photographer, photograph, an old photo or something.
Even stickers.
Yeah, channel stickers. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And Cathy, sorry, Cathy's idea of a computer is an abacus.
Yeah. Do you know we did that? We did that to the girl at Pace in the pay department because she kept getting our payments wrong. So me and my friend Mark bought her an abacus for Christmas, and she goes, "What's that?" Because it's better than what you're using right now.
Southern travel measurements.
Have you
Yonder
ever heard of Jenton?
Who?
Mark. Jenton coins.
Oh, I don't. I'm not familiar with those because that's later than the era that I collect.
Yeah, that's they're medieval coins. They're around about 14th to 16th century coins. Well, wouldn't exactly call them coins. They're more like counting markers or counters, like say for when obviously when the knights were resting, they would make them out of old sheets of broken armor or whatever, and then they would mark them onto it, but like some kind of grid, and they would count them and use them as end markers. Or say if they was counting to say whatever 100 was in their kind of way, they would put a jack coin there, and they knew that was or to 10, whatever. Or they would use them as gaming markers, like if you was playing whatever type of game they would do. They would have their own kind of like Monopoly board piece, so to speak, and that's what they're really interested in. They're actually going up in value right now, so they're going reaching to almost $60 a piece now. So, and I've got quite a few of them, so that's actually quite good. Especially the Nuremberg ones, quite cool to have. The triple orb ones, and I don't know if anyone's interested in them, but I am.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in getting. Oh yeah, I know. I say I want to get myself a set of Mondi money.
Oh yeah, Mondi money, beautiful coins. Depends which year though.
Yeah, they tend to be pretty pricey.
You want to get something like either a Victoria or King Charles II type ones. You're looking at a couple of grand. And encased, because the later ones look more or less the same, especially the later Victorian ones, or they really look the same as normal money, but the King Charles II ones are better ones. That's the set I would prefer to have if I had the money, encased, of all the age of the monarch. So it's pretty cool.
Well, how are we doing in the chat there? Do we have any takers for the wheel today?
Not yet. If you put a one in the chat, let me know what you're going to donate. A channel sticker, maybe a coin, ward coin, a stamp, comic. Something that is relatable to collection or collectibles. Obviously, something that you just think that would go nice to somebody else's collection. Remember, if you win a whole bunch of stuff, you can put what you can keep and then put the stuff back into what you don't want to play again. So it's a win-win for everybody, really. So, or you can do a trade with somebody. If you win somebody, you can. Some of your family may be looking for a certain item. You can say, "Well, I got one of them."
Mm-hmm.
I managed to catch up with Sandman Coins and Collectibles' his videos this morning, so that was pretty cool. And man, he was cooking some yum stuff.
Oh, Tanny's causing my stomach to growl again, Dale. He's talking about lobster tails as big as your forearm, grilled on the barbecue and garnished with garlic and coriander butter sauce.
Oh, I love coriander. I'll go on the wheel. Silver tea, okie dokie.
Okay, we got one on the wheel.
Okay, what are you going to donate, my friend?
I can hear it now. A genuine New Zealand seashell.
Yeah, those big, huge.
He says, "Let me see what's in my gift box."
So, do I understand the wheel properly that we'll spin it and one person will get everything that anybody donates to it?
What happens is we have two wheels. We have a wheel that runs twice a week. And to get on that wheel, you have to donate something. So you have to pay it forward to somebody. You set it aside, and that stays with you till the end month wheel. And that one's whoever's won on each of the weekly wheels goes on the end month. And you only can go on it once. So say you got 10 people on the end month wheel. Well, at the end month wheel, the last person standing gets everything from everybody that's set stuff aside.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's just for fun. It's just you never know what you're going to end up with.
Well, I'll throw something down since you were kind enough to have me on as a guest.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Sure.
Because I got a coin that I got for free from somebody in a transaction, and it's something that they collected and they wanted to get me excited about, but I don't, and I'm not. But someone else might be. But it's a coin called a trachy. It's a Byzantine coin, and it's shaped kind of like a bowl. So it's got. I think the obverse is the concave side, and the reverse is the convex side. Although I might have that backwards because I don't really know. But this one is from the Latin Empire. It was minted between 1204 and 1261 AD in Constantinople. It's not a very rare type, but it might be better off in somebody else's collection. So I will donate that to the wheel.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. Okay.
And if somebody wins it for me, it's going to be risky shipped because I don't want to spend a ton, but it's pretty flat, so it should be all right.
Yeah, that's typically what we do too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So that's in the pot then.
Okay. Anybody else? Let's have a few more takers for that wheel.
And just one thing though, Mark, you do win the wheel, you haven't got to go again, so you will go on to the monthly one. So it's every contribution for the week. So for example, if you did want to play again, that would be you have to put 2 items into the bag and so on. So that's the way we're doing it. Me as a Numismaniac, will add something to the end of the month. So it may not always be a coin. It could be something that is going to be collectible.
We sweeten the pot. Oh, Irene and Leo, yeah, you just jumped in here. If you want to pay it forward, you want to get on the wheel, you just have to donate a sticker, a pin, a coin, a card, some collectibles, a bag of seeds, whatever. If you're in gardening, whatever it is, and set that aside. If that's your commitment, that gives you a spot on the wheel. And you just hold on to that until the end of the month, and whoever ends up on the end month wheel from our weekly ones, the last man standing will end up getting everything from everybody. So it's kind of a cool thing. It's just for fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and
just
Tanny,
one person.
a box of homemade cards. Yeah, if you want to do that, sure. Let's go with a 1945 New Zealand half crown.
So that's two awesome people on there so far. So I appreciate the donations. And just think one person can like accumulate a lot of things. And then, like I said, you can sieve out and what you want to put back as the wheel, you can still do that. So things can be recycled all over the time. And that item can be well traveled around the world. You might even win it back. You know what I mean? You might even win it back.
You never know. All right, we're gonna
a box. Make sure it's not going to cost you a lot of money to send something that's going to be if it's a box of cards. So we don't know how many cards you got. So if it's a card, because you want people to be out of expense. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to do a 30-second countdown to see if anybody has any last-minute contributions for the wheel. And at the end of the 30 seconds, we'll ask. And if no one else comes up, Dale will do the wheel. Sound good, Dale?
That's fine. I'll wait until about actually 4 minutes. So that,
yeah, wait about 4 minutes? Sure, I can do that. You know what, Irene and Leo, by all means, put the link in the. I'll put the link in there. You want to show us? Sure, shoot, I'd love it.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, I'm sending Numismaniac a quarter farthing from Henry III. Okay, it's full of concentration there. Look at that. That'd go well if you actually skip it. That farthing, King Henry III.
You know, it's so cool to get coins like that in my collection. It's just. Oh, and speaking of collections, I finally sat down with my world collection and started checking off all the countries I have. I'm so glad I put them in alphabetical order. Boy, that made it a lot easier. But I just checked them all off, with the exception of some of the older, non-existing countries now. But I think I got about 50% of all the countries on the planet so far.
Oh, cool. Is that you're not including the banknotes, though, are you?
No. It's just the coins.
I was going to say it's probably banknotes that you probably will have that will fill in those gaps.
Not as many as you might think. There's a few.
I mean, like Zaire banknotes and Zimbabwe and Zanzibar and many others.
Okay, I'm just waiting on Irene and Leo to pop up here. Are you guys coming up or not here? Should get Darren up here. He can do some karaoke for us while we're waiting.
Oh, that guy is talented when he does singing, man. I'll tell you, when I first heard him, of course, everybody was like doing their thing. And when he went up, he just blew him away. He's like, wow.
Tanny's running off, checking on his hoard, I guess. Yeah, it's nice getting people from all over the planet on here. This is so cool.
Oh, yeah. International. Love it.
I'd like to get down towards Virginia again one of these days. My wife wants to go down that way. I don't know why. But
because it's beautiful and it's
Probably.
warmer than Canada.
Well, it depends on the time of year. Right now, it's pretty warm up here. I'm only wearing the heavy stuff down in the basement because my wife likes the air conditioning on. 50 degrees Fahrenheit here.
I'm actually going to Canada soon, but not your part.
What? Let me guess. Ontario.
Maybe. I'll show my ignorance. I know I'm going to Toronto. I think that's Ontario.
Yeah, that's the capital of Ontario. Yeah.
I thought it was. But yeah, so it's a work trip. It should be kind of fun.
Oh, take in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Take in the CN Tower. That's very cool. Go down.
To see that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time I'll have for tourism, but I might have a little bit. CN Tower is pretty high on my list.
Yeah, it's really a cool city, and so many bistros and little spots there. Oh, there's Irene.
Here I am. I make my own cards.
Hello, Irene.
That's the box.
You make your own cards.
Yeah. And they come with matching envelopes.
Oh, so these are like greeting cards you're making.
They're blank inside, so you can put whatever you want for a sentiment.
Ah.
But I make my own. And they have like little pearls in them in the corners. I do decorate them. And this is a 3-piece series.
I see stuff like this. I feel like I have no talent at all.
And then the envelopes match.
You have talent.
But see, and they're blank inside, so you can write whatever you want.
Oh, very nice. So this is what you want to use for Pay It Forward? Mm-hmm. Okay. There you go there, first mate. Irene wants to send cards.
Is that a bad? No?
Are you frozen there, Dale? he's looking like, really? just keep in mind that when we're doing this, we're shipping all over the planet. So it's you gotta look at postage for yourself too.
Oh, that's true.
I'm writing in the logbook.
Oh, that is so snazzy.
It's on the blink though, isn't it?
On the blink. Oh.
So maybe I should find something smaller if it's going.
Yeah, because it could be going to New Zealand or Australia or Japan or Canada.
Find something small.
That's why we say, if it's a coin or a pin or a sticker or something small is great. No pianos, no typewriters, no, that sort of thing.
Gold bars.
I have sent chocolate bars. I have sent chocolate.
Yeah. That's for Zoe's sake, isn't it?
Yeah, that's an idea. Let me think on this now.
We're talking about Roman coins. I managed to get my design on here.
Which one is that?
It's frozen again.
Either that or you just like standing still. There he is. He's in motion again.
On a hoodie?
It from this distance, it looks like someone got had a chocolate milk and spilled it on the front.
I know. This is what here you go, Skipper. That's the
Oh yeah, that I like.
It wasn't fast enough to do them all. I have a channel sticker.
Well, no, we got.
You know what? That works. That works. I'm actually. Oh, that's cool. I haven't got your channel sticker yet.
Nope. They're on. I just got these.
I just ordered 100 of my brand new channel stickers thanks to Sandman Coin and Collectables. He designed a new one for me.
Awesome.
So those are being done. Oh, we got
go anywhere.
We got a bot.
They're trying to sort out these.
I have to take a call. I had to jump down. But I'm
okay. Thanks.
No sticker.
Thanks, Irene.
You're welcome.
Oh, bloody hell, it's taking me off this blinking thing. Remove. Oh, report.
Boy, they hit us big time. Hello, treasured home and storms, radios, and cats. Okay, it is now time for the 30-second countdown. Anybody that wants to get on the pay it forward wheel, you got to commit something right now.
Why
and
is it unhidden? That's because I reported it. That's why.
Yeah.
Report.
And we'll do the countdown.
Report. Okay. Right, that's all been reported. It's not hidden. It's
Okay, just if you want to comment, just put a 1 in the chat that you're willing to donate a sticker, a pin, a coin, whatever, and you can get on the wheel.
sorry, Skipper. I was reporting all those channels. It wasn't unhidden. I reported it and blocked it.
Cool. Okay, last call. It's in Dale's hands. There you go, Dale.
I think I'm just going to wait for our treasured home first.
Yeah.
So if you do want to go on to this week's wheel, if not, we wait till Thursday. On my channel, it'll be 9 p.m. GMT, London time.
Just 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
So it's a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shuffle this 5 times. I don't know if you do that, but I will shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So good luck to Silver T, Mark Patson, and Irene. There we go. And Silver T's on the wheel. For
There you go. So he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
No. So Silver T is winner on that one. So congratulations, brother.
Awesome. Well, Mark, thank you very much for coming up.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Hopefully,
Yeah,
Hey, you're welcome anytime. Like I say, we're on 4 days a week. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm on at 5. Well, be 5 for me. It's 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It was 7 o'clock for you.
Yeah, 7 Eastern.
And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's 2 o'clock Mountain Standard, which would be 4 o'clock, I guess, where you're at.
Yep.
So yeah, by all means.
Tomorrow it's just general chit chat. There's no wheel. There's just having fun, talking about whatever you want to talk about.
Trivia, whatever.
Yeah, we have some trivia. You know, we try and beat the captain. You see, where he makes me walk the plank or something. But it takes me a while to get going, and I love the trivia side of things, so that's fun.
Yeah, me too.
And congratulations to Silver T, of course. Thank you to everybody, especially Mark. Thank you for coming up and thank you for the help. Really do appreciate it loads. When we realise. And I'll have to find something and send you something, Mark, for a Roman coin for you. And hopefully I get the information right.
I wouldn't say no to that.
I can guarantee you he wouldn't say no. He's been a great help for me.
Yeah, it's been nice knowing you, my friend. Thank
I'd
you.
love to come out and visit sometime and see some of those plowed fields. We can just pick them up. That sounds.
Oh yeah, isn't that something else? Eh?
Down the Ridgeway path. You can go.
Even the most boring coin in the world would be so exciting to be the first person to see it in thousands of years.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the buzz of it as well. It's like you pick it up and it's probably been buried there from drops or some kind of skirmish or thrown away or whatever. You never know. You know what I mean? So hit and run. You know what I mean? So you never know. So and then 700 years later, 800 years later, maybe longer than that. 1500 years later, it's in your collection. So it tells a lot of stories.
Yep.
And that's the difference between proof coins and circulated coins, to me anyway.
I'm 100% on the same board. If a coin didn't circulate, or at least wasn't intended to be circulated, I'm not interested usually.
Mm-hmm.
They can be pretty, though. I know they can be pretty.
They're pretty. You'll
get along good with You'll get along good with my wife because now I know that she likes ancients. Okay.
Maybe she can help change your attitude a little bit too.
Well, maybe that's why she likes me so much because I'm ancient.
It could be.
Could be. Anyway, take care, Mark, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Thank you, brother. Okay. Appreciate that.
Ciao.
That was fun.
Wow.
And we had our treasured home.
Yeah. And Silver Tanny, it's Greenwich Mean Time. So just check up GMT so that you have an idea what time it is.
That'll probably be a bit early for no, it shouldn't be because it's like battle chat time, so it's always been 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So anyway, my friend, I'm about to call her quits for today. I've got
Thank you for having us again, Skip. I appreciate you, sir.
no problem, and we will see you tomorrow.
Definitely. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming in.